G'day YouTube, Down the Bricks here. What you building? Welcome to another Star Wars Face-Off review. Today we are having a look at the Star Wars Rebels Phantom. On the right we have the original Phantom set 75048 from 2014, 234 pieces, came with 2 minifigs, and on the left we have the new Phantom, or the Phantom 2. It is set 75170 from this year in 2017, 269 pieces and 3 minifigs. So we've got a face-off review with a little bit of a difference today, because normally in a face-off I'd be comparing two exact crafts or ships, and we would be having a look at what improvements LEGO have made, whether there's been any design changes. Now of course I'd give you my opinion on which I liked better, but a little bit different here because we actually have two different ships entirely. So one was a replacement for the other. So what we're going to do with this face-off review, we're going to have a look at both of these ships, so a closer look at each one. Of course we're going to check those minifigs out, and we're going to get the Ghost out, and we're going to have a play around with these Phantoms, putting them onto the Ghost. So for all you Star Wars Rebel fans out there, let's get into it. So starting with the minifigs from the original Phantom, Ezra and Chopper. Such a cool little dude Chopper is, but the highlight here is Ezra's helmet. It is a very, very cool piece. Ezra has some great printing on the torso and legs, but the printing on the helmet is really fantastic. A look at his face print, and a look at the reverse printing, and I really love the printing on the back of Ezra. Onto our new Phantom 2 minifigs. Great minifigs here. Chopper is exactly the same as the previous set. We do have some accessories. Thrawn has his blaster and Kana has his lightsaber. Taking a closer look, Admiral Thrawn is a real draw for this set, and he does look superb, all in blue with the dark blue hairpiece. He's just a great looking minifig, fantastic printing, a very smart looking minifig. And Kanan, the blind Kanan, awesome printing on his torsos, onto his legs. And the new hair helmet piece is a very nice addition, and also has some very nice printing as well. Removing that to have a look at his face print. And from the back, minimal printing on the back of the torsos, and both minifigs have alternate face prints. So taking a look at the original Phantom, we get a few stickers here. We get one on the side here, one up on top. We'll get a better look at that soon. Another one down the side here. I do really like this detail they have on the side and on the tops of these wings too. I think that looks very good. From the side, that does look rather cool to me. If we look from the front here, it does look pretty nice, pretty agile looking craft. And down this side, all much the same. A few nice bits of detail. And from the back here, have a look at the engines. We do get a little storage hatch here. If we lift that up like that, have a little bit of room in there, and you can keep his helmet or his hairpiece, and that just fits nicely in there. With the cockpit, and let's just flatten him down a little bit. We have a printed cockpit here. On the inside, the display is a sticker. Fair bit of room there inside the cockpit. And the other feature here is the wings. So of course we can fold these wings up like so, and have it all ready to go in the Ghost. One more thing I'd like to talk about is the weapon on top. Of course we should have a blaster on top, but we get this spring-loaded shooter, which I think myself it actually looks a little bit funny sticking up on top like that. So what I've actually done, if I take that piece off, I've actually just made up one myself, and if we put that on there like that, I actually think that looks better than just having the blaster, or sorry, the spring-loaded shooter just sticking up on top like that. And of course you can use it as a turret as well. And one last thing to show, if we lift up this back hatch, put your finger under there and pop the top off, there's chopper inside. So we get a little posse to stash chopper, and if we take him out, there he goes. You can see he just sits in there. And now on to this year's Phantom 2. Now, having applied all the stickers to this set, there is numerous stickers that come with it. I actually haven't used too many of them here. I do like how LEGO have used a lot of the different coloured bricks here to help replicate the look of the Phantom 2. Now, I've got to be honest, I haven't actually watched Rebels Season 3 yet to actually know what this looks like, so maybe afterwards I will apply some of the stickers. I'm not too sure. You guys know how I feel about stickers. I did really like this one, and I thought it just didn't look right without at least applying that sticker there, and I think like this it does look really good. The first thing to point out is the landing gear. So we get some nice landing gear with this craft. I have to say it's a little bit wonky on the landing gear. It's not the best design from LEGO. There's not enough friction in these pieces. So if you sit it up on the landing gear, you've got to be a little bit careful because you can just knock it off quite easy. It does tuck away quite nice, so you can just fold it up like that and tuck them in. And this one here does the same, so you can tuck it up like that, and they should tuck away pretty good. And same thing this side, let's tuck them away and get them all put away like so. Now on the back we have a hatch in the back there, so we get quite a big cargo bay with this one, and if we tip that out we get a little crate here as well. Get some thermal detonators inside there, so that's pretty cool. I like to have a lot of space in here in your builds, and that way you can store all your weapons and whatnot away inside. You could even fit a couple of minifigs in there if you lay them down. Up on top here, while I've got that down, we have this little piece here, and that is a play feature. And the idea is you can turn that side to side and launch the spring-loaded shooters, and they are tucked away very nice. So let's have a look at that. There goes one, and we'll flip it around and I'll just show you how that works. So you just slide it over. Let me get my hand out of the way. There we go. So pretty good little play feature that. I do like that. We'll tuck that one back in there. Up on top here we have our spot for chopper, so we can put chopper in there. So they've thought of everything with this one. That's pretty cool. And let's have a look in the cockpit. That piece actually comes right off, and there is inside, so it's quite deep in there, isn't it? And that is a printed slope, so I'd like that when we get printed pieces we just clip that back on, and we'll just have a look from the top down. Does look pretty cool, doesn't it? And straight on as well. Okay, let's bring the Ghost into the scene. So this is set 75053, also from 2014, 929 pieces. Now let's have a play around with these Phantoms. I've got to say with this Ghost, from someone when I first saw the images was thinking, what is that? I've got to say I really do love this ship. So let's have a look on the back here. Of course this ship on its own, without having the Phantom, does look a little bit funny having this big space here all empty, but of course that is what the Phantom is for. And with the wings folded up, we just lift this flap. A lot of you guys would have seen this 100 times over, but that just sits in there. You close that down and Bob's your uncle, and that looks pretty neat in there. It's nice and low profile. If we look over the top here, it's nice and low, really fits in well, and is a very nice design from Lego. But let's take a look at the new Phantom. So we'll lift this up, take this one out, off it flies, bring in the newbie. Okay, so what I've found with this is the best thing here is actually lift the back hatch down and put it into place. And what you want to do is try and get this at the right angle, just so it comes in. I might have that a little bit high actually. So it comes in, there we go. And just by having that up a little bit, just sort of fills that gap a little bit. And there we have it. So it does look a little bit out of proportion now, doesn't it? So it's quite huge. Gone is this nice low profile here, and it's way up here now. So yeah, it doesn't really fit the best and isn't the best look compared to the old Phantom. Let's just have another swing around from this side, and we'll have a look from the back as well. That does look pretty cool, but yeah, it just really is just too big for the Ghost. Okay everyone, there you have it with this face-off review. We've had a good look at everything, so it's time to have a little bit more of a chat about which I like better. And as I said in the beginning, it's a little bit tricky with this one because they really are two different ships. And it's not really going to be about which one you would pick up, because as a Rebels fan, you're really going to want both of these Phantom sets. I actually think that both of these Phantoms have their advantages. As we had a look at with putting them on the back of the Ghost, the original Phantom does that job much better, looks much neater, it's much more in proportion to the Ghost. So I think overall that is a better set to actually put on the Ghost and display with the Ghost. On its own like this, however, I do like the new one. I just think it has a bit more about it. It's a much more solid, chunkier build, and even though the parts count is pretty close between the two, the Phantom 2 actually looks like a much more substantial set. As with the minifigs, great minifigs with both. Of course, it's only Ezra and Chopper with the original Phantom, but you get Ezra's helmet, so that is a great feature to have with that set, is to get that helmet. And of course with the new Phantom, to get Admiral Thrawn is a bonus, and of course the blind Kanan, to get that for the first time is very nice as well. So my final thoughts are, you're going to want both of these Phantoms in your collection. As a Rebels fan, I'm happy to have both in my collection. If you're an Aussie, you're going to find it a little bit more difficult to get the Phantom 2, because for some unknown reason that only Lego knows about, they are no longer bringing the Rebel sets into Australia. I hope it doesn't continue, but last year we missed out on a couple of sets, and then this year as well, we cannot pick up this Phantom anywhere in Australia, so you're going to have to go online to find this set. Of course, if you're lucky enough to live near a Lego shop in Australia, you might be able to find one there. But otherwise, you're going to have to do what I did and pick it up from Lego shop at home. Now, price per piece, it is a rather expensive set, so my advice is to wait for double VIP points and at least get a little bit better value out of it. Well, I think that wraps everything up for this face-off review. I hope you've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed bringing this to you. I really do love the Rebels show, and I have really enjoyed playing around with these sets with you guys today. If you have liked this video, please give me a thumbs up. You heard everything I've got to say. Please let me know what you think in the comments. I'd really love to hear from you. And if you have enjoyed this face-off review, I've done a number of them before, so I'll put them up on the end screens here, and you can check those out if you like. But thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.